Let's do this question together. A ball is dropped from the top of a building 20 meters high. Ignore the effects of air resistance. Define the term free fall. We should know our definitions. We'll talk about that. Calculate the speed at which the ball hits the ground. Then 2, calculate the time it takes the ball to reach the ground. Right, we'll do these calculations. But what is free fall? Remember, free fall is the motion. Free fall is the motion of an object under the influence of gravity only. Or you can say the motion of an object under the influence of weight or under the influence of gravitational force only. Okay, that's free fall. The motion of an object under the influence of gravitational force only. Right, and then let's do B1. Alright, I'll show you the two options. We can have upwards direction as positive or downwards direction as positive. So let's start with upwards direction as positive. If the upwards direction is positive, let's list our information. What will be acceleration? Acceleration is what? Is negative 9.8 meters per square second. Remember, acceleration due to gravity is always downwards. So if we say upwards direction is positive, then it becomes negative. So our A is negative 9.8 meters per square second. Right? And then what is the initial velocity? A ball is dropped from the top of the building. So when it is dropped like this, means initial velocity is 0 meters per second. And then what is displacement? We're given the height. So displacement is negative 20 meters. Why is it negative 20 meters? Because the starting point is here, isn't it? And then we took the positive direction as what? As positive. So it means if it was going up like this, then displacement was going to be positive, but it's going down. So it's below the starting point. So that's why displacement is negative. And then let's look at the equations that we can use. We have acceleration, initial velocity, and then displacement, and we want to find our what? We want to find final velocity. So which equation should we choose here? We have acceleration. We don't have time. Okay, we don't have final velocity, so we can't use this one. We're looking at this one now. We have acceleration, we have displacement, we have initial velocity. We can find our final velocity, so we can use this equation, right? Okay, let's just do that. So let's write the equation. Final velocity squared is equal to initial velocity squared plus 2 times acceleration times displacement, right? Let's substitute what we have. So that's what you have to do. Write your information, substitute into the equation, and then do your calculations, right? So final velocity squared is equal to 0 plus 2, then acceleration is negative 9.8, and then displacement is negative 20. Right. Remember, we're looking for final velocity. This is final velocity squared. So you square root this. You square root this. Square root this to get a final velocity. So your final velocity is equal to 19.80 meters per second. Right. If we take the downwards direction positive, acceleration is downwards, isn't it? If the downwards direction is positive, then acceleration is going to be positive. So A is 9.8 meters per square second. Initial velocity is still 0. And then displacement, we have to be careful here. Displacement from the starting point, the object moves downwards. And then this height is below the starting point. So it means displacement is positive here. See that? Okay, it's positive because it's downwards. Now we have everything. And then we want to find our final velocity. That's what we're looking for. So we're using the same equation. Final velocity squared is equal to initial velocity squared plus 2 times acceleration times displacement. Right? Our final velocity squared is equal to 0 plus 2 times 9,8 times 20. Square root both sides to get your final velocity. 0 squared is 0, that's why I put 0 there. Final velocity is 19,80 meters per second. Okay. 2. Calculate the time it takes the ball to reach the ground. Again, we need to, this is B1, not B2, still B1. Upward direction is positive. We want the time it takes for the ball to reach the ground. So the time, we can use this one. If we have acceleration, initial velocity, and final velocity, we have this because we have calculated our final velocity. We have the initial velocity. We have A. Okay, we could have used this one also, but it would be easier to use the first one. Right, let's use the first one. So we have our final velocity, VF, we calculated it. The ball is going downwards, isn't it? So if the upward direction is positive, it means our final velocity is negative 19,8 meters per second. Right? And then initial velocity, we have it is 0 meters per second. And then A, we have A. If it's upwards, then A is going to be negative 9,8 meters per square second. Then what are we looking for? We're looking for T. We're looking for T. Let's substitute everything. So we have VF is equal to VI, initial velocity plus A times delta T. This negative 19,8 is equal to 0 plus A, which is negative 9,8, then times delta T. Okay. Divide both sides by negative 9,8. This is 0, so it's fine. Going to divide both sides by negative 9,8, then get that T is equal to 2,02 seconds. Right, let me come back to this. I think I missed something here. Right, the square root of this. The square root of this, we get positive or negative 19,8 meters per second, isn't it? We took upwards as positive direction. So now which one do we take here? It should be negative 19,8 meters per second upwards, meaning that it is 19,8 meters per second what? Downwards. And then when we come this side, we took downwards as positive. So plus or minus 19,8, we take the plus, which is 19,8 meters per second downwards here is fine. Now let's continue. So if we take downwards as positive, our final velocity is going to be 19,8 meters per second. Okay. Then initial velocity is 0 meters per second. And then acceleration downwards, so it's going to be positive 9,8 meters per square seconds. And then we're looking for T using the same equation of motion is equal to VI plus A delta T. Alright, we substitute into the formula. 19,8 is equal to 0 plus 9,8 times delta T. Then we divide by 9,8 on both sides of the equation. So T is equal to 2,02 seconds.